Hi, this is Precarious Pixels. I'm just gonna. 2019, we're gonna sing the theme song. Ready?
No.
Okay. So with me, as always, is Bob, the king of the seven seas.
Oh, wow.
Bob, the amazing, ghost-busting, crazy. I think he's wanted in maybe 3 countries for stealing all their pumpkins.
I hope Tim's okay.
Sorry, it's been a while since we recorded.
Swashbuckling.
I'm
gonna put this on Twitter
bird boxing.
So people know why you say that.
Bird boxing. Mary Poppins loving, lover of the seven seas.
That's me.
That is legit, Bob.
I have to remember how to put this on Twitter. But I was just explaining to Tim that the only things I remember from Pirates of the Caribbean are 2 very specific things, and I'm not even sure if they're real.
Yeah. Well, I know that. He has drawn a picture, which is great for a podcast.
Yes.
Of
well, that's why I'm going to post it.
Of Johnny Depp. Yes, those stick figures are Johnny Depp running on what looks like a giant pumpkin over a cliff.
Yep.
But he says that's a tumbleweed. And
it is a tumbleweed.
It is a tumbleweed. And Johnny Depp swinging on a vine that's being cut by somebody, which could be any movie. And legitimately, other than the first movie, I can't remember. They all kind of blur together. Like, I know some have Keira Knightley, and some have Orlando Bloom, and some have neither of those people. And they have other characters that show up that nobody cares about, and they try to make you care about them for a movie, but really, you just, like, I don't get why these people are here and how this moves the story along, but okay, sure. And they're somebody's kids, and then blah, 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 and then Johnny Depp, like, spoiler, then Orlando Bloom and Keira Knightley show up for the last movie, and I'm like, what the hell? Why didn't they just do this? Why couldn't that just been the whole movie? Why couldn't you just get those 2 actors to come back for the last movie?
Because they were busy, man.
They were busy? What's Orlando Bloom doing? Ruining Lord of the Rings? Yes, that's what he's doing. That's what he does every time.
I feel like he didn't do acting for a while because he was dating a model and he just followed her around.
That was a long time ago.
Acting.
That was a long time ago. He is back. He left her and he left her and he went and did The Hobbit and ruined those movies. Actually,
he just cameoed in The Hobbit. Most of him was CG anyway.
True.
He was like the old the Irish comedian that was in the last one, or Scottish.
Oh man, Tim. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Boondock Saints.
Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about.
He's just completely CG, and there's no reason to CG him.
Yeah, and I was just like, I didn't know the dwarves were Irish, and I was just like, sure. But yeah, that movie has got crazy stuff in it. That's also the one where sandworms from Dune show up, and I was like, I don't remember any of this from Tolkien. I don't know why they have sandworms.
Just think about the fact that in, what's this, like 12 hours, we'll say, conservative?
Okay. 12
hours worth of Pirates of the Caribbean movies, and that's all I remember.
Yeah, and I've seen some of those movies more than once, and I still don't remember, like, half the stuff that happens.
Was Rihanna in one? No, it was Samantha Mumba, another singer.
Yeah. She played, Calypso? No.
Sure.
Maybe somebody who was like the Queen of the Sea.
Keith Richards was in it.
Keith Richards was in, like, it's another thing. Like, Keith Richards was in a couple of them, like, not just like as a cameo. I think like had more parts. Your boy from Deadwood,
Ian McShane.
Ian McShane played Blackbeard, right?
Yeah, he did.
And then the best villain from the last couple Bond movies was a ghost pirate guy who was a conquistador or something, or part of the Spanish Armada, or he was in
Christoph Waltz?
No, not Christoph Waltz. Skyfall. What was his name? I can't remember the dude.
Oh, you're talking from No Country for Old Men. Javier
Bardem. Which actually, I thought his, like, the stuff they did with him was actually legit good. It was kind of freaky and different. And I was like, that's kind of cool. They look like they're constantly drowning, even though they're walking on, like, dry land and stuff. I thought that was great, but that movie was not great. It was terrible.
I feel like the entire series of Pirates of the Caribbean can be summed up in
Yes, that's my dog.
like 2 words. Wow, you really jumped on top of that thing.
Oh yeah, he does not like motorcycles. You couldn't hear the motorcycle going, but you might have heard my dog barking. He is protecting us from outside motorcycles.
I believe it.
He's like, that motorcycle won't come in here.
That's right.
Yeah.
Not on his watch.
That's right. So what were we just saying?
The entirety of Pirates of the Caribbean can be summed up in one sentence, and that's Johnny Depp tries to stay balanced.
Yes. Always doing a drunken walk kind of thing.
I mean, not just that. He's always like on top of something that's moving that he's almost falling.
Yeah.
Or
he's kind of Chaplin-esque in it. When I think about it, he's kind of like Chaplin.
And he's trying to walk the line between good and evil.
Yeah.
So there you go. Johnny Depp tries to remain balanced.
Well, or just tries to make his, like, what he wants happen. But, I don't know, it's so strange. His motivations are always selfish. Like, there's no, like, if good things happen because of it, yeah, it's okay. But, you know, he's a pirate. Except for Jeffrey, I think Jeffrey Rush is, like, the only legit pirate in those movies.
But he's a good guy now. And I don't know how that happened.
I think he went, like, he's like a pirate for the crown or something. I remember that happens in one of them. Might have been the fourth one? I have no idea. Could have been the third one.
So this started because they're making a sixth one without him.
Yes. They're making another Pirates. They're rebooting, basically, Pirates of the Caribbean. So I'm betting Johnny Depp is not going to be on the ride anymore. Or maybe he will be. I have no idea. And honestly, I don't really know if people want that to happen. Because it is kind of like Johnny Depp was the interesting thing about those movies, even when it was bad.
They replaced the other two main characters.
Yeah.
In the fourth one.
In the fourth one.
I think. Or the third? Or the fifth?
No, the third one, Keira Knightley and Orlando Bloom were still in.
Okay.
And then the fourth one was like a completely new story, but had like Jeffrey Rush and Johnny Depp in it.
Gotcha.
It was something about mermaids. I don't even know.
That's, I think, the Ian McShane one.
No, yeah, that's the Ian McShane one.
So that might be called Dead Men Tell No Tales?
I thought that was the last one, was Dead Men Tell No Tales. These movies are frustrating.
Pirates of the Caribbean 4, A Pirate's Life for Me.
I have no idea. All I know is, in the fourth one, Penelope Cruz is in it. And plays
she?
Blackbeard's daughter.
Penelope Cruz?
Yeah, I thought it was Penelope Cruz.
Maybe.
It's just so weird.
Didn't she play... Was she Blackbeard's daughter, or was she Javier Bardem's daughter?
No, I thought it was Blackbeard's daughter.
Okay.
But now I don't know.
There were mermaids.
What?
There were mermaids in the fourth one.
Right.
I don't remember what they did, though.
Yeah, I remember it had to do with the Fountain of Youth.
Yep.
But that was just kind of a weird, ridiculous thing.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So they're making a sixth one.
They're making
that nobody's going to watch.
I know.
Because the only draw to it is that Johnny Depp's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And unless they can find a suitable replacement. Here's my guess. With where they go with this.
Alright. It's a Disney movie.
Have they cast it yet?
I haven't heard anything about it.
It's going to be Thor's less talented brother.
You think it'll be a Hemsworth of some sort?
Yeah, it'll be another Hemsworth.
Mm-hmm.
Who will not be interesting at all. Or
mm-hmm.
we go full on crazy.
Okay.
And they come up with somebody who's like so off the wall wacky that you hate them immediately. Like a Zach Galifianakis roguelike.
Okay. Or Jim Carrey.
Like just an old Jim Carrey?
Yeah.
I don't know. Because old Jim Carrey can walk that line still.
Oh yeah, he's great at it. I love it. I've seen some of that stuff from his new show, which I thought it's brilliant. Like he's like a Mr. Rogers, but so...
No, I think they're going to want to... The guy, whoever is in it, is going to be at least 25 years younger than Johnny Depp.
Okay.
And I think it's going to be somebody that you've seen in one thing once,
mm-hmm.
and they weren't interesting then.
Okay.
and they'll be the star of this.
You're sure they're not going to just get a like Russell Brand or something? No. Okay.
No, I think Russell Brand's 40 years too old for the role.
Really?
I think it's going to be like Disney after.
Is Russell Brand 40?
Oh yeah, he's got to be.
I don't think so. He just had he
did have a tough life.
Hard living early on.
I saw him in a few interviews. He definitely had an interesting way of living before that.
Yeah.
But he's over all that apparently. Okay. Pretty steady now.
Hanging out with the Dalai Lama.
Yeah, he's like the Johnny Depp of life.
Yes. I don't know who they would actually get to, because you need the interesting person, and then you need like the really good actor who can play a pirate and convince you of that. Good actor. You don't think? Because I think that's the combination that worked really well. Was you have Jeffrey Rush, who plays a legit pirate who's good. I mean, when they write it well, it like the Black Pearl was probably like the best example of that. Like he was legit, like what you expect a pirate to be, smart and interesting in his own way. But then you have kind of like the kills the expectations in a weird way, but a fun way, which is what Johnny Depp's kind of character was. Like he was like, I'm a pirate, but I'm not gonna just go by the same pirate tropes of, you know, R and like just like I'm only about this kind of thing or whatever. Like I'm a drunk and funny and kind of that kind of thing. I don't know what they can do. And then you had to have the completely straight-laced hero, which is what Orlando Bloom was.
Yeah, I don't know. Mm. I think it's gonna be terrible. Is it Gore Verbinski? Is he back?
I have no idea. I don't think so though.
I feel like he created his best movie that he made with Johnny Depp is not the Pirates of the Caribbean.
No, it's not.
It's Rango.
It's Rango.
Rango is brilliant.
Rango's an amazing movie. It's funny and it's a great commentary on the Western and like where it started and where it went to, and just a great movie in general. Animated, it was fantastic.
Timothy Olyphant playing Clint Eastwood.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot that he played Clint Eastwood in that golfing.
They don't call him that, but he's basically Clint Eastwood.
He's basically Clint Eastwood. But yeah.
You know who's gonna be? I think I know who's gonna be the Johnny Depp style character. The woman we were talking about earlier from The Spy Who Dumped Me, Kate McKinnon.
Kate McKinnon?
She will be the Johnny Depp character. They're gonna go that level weird with it.
Which would be interesting, but in a different way.
It'll be Kate McKinnon, and then one of the who's a famous person right now that's like a Selena Gomez or something stupid like that.
Okay.
Where it'll just be like you're tangentially famous because you used to be on a Disney show. Okay. And now you make music? Question mark. I think Selena Gomez makes music.
She does. Okay. She's actually pretty popular. She does her good stuff. I mean, I'm not like she's not.
What's her most famous song? Exactly.
I can't think of it.
Yeah, nobody can.
I can't. No, but she does.
Name 3 famous songs by Selena Gomez.
I can't think. I'm too old for that, to be honest.
Do you get what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying, but yeah, it'd be interesting if like they got like somebody really like Lady Gaga.
No.
That would be interesting.
Lady Gaga's not weird enough.
That's true. She's actually a good actress. I like her.
Yeah. She was great in
American
Machete
Horror?
Kills. Sorry, what?
American Horror? I was like, with Machete Kills? I was going to say that or A Star Is Born. She was good in that.
I haven't seen either of those.
Bradley Cooper kills in that movie. And, and I was like, you're directing this? You're singing in it? You're like... I think he helped write it too. I don't know.
Yeah, I think I'm going to be right. It's going to be Selena Gomez.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I would...
You watch. Or so, like that caliber character will be the main character.
Okay.
And then somebody that's just off the charts ridiculous for the pirate. Because Johnny Depp is off the charts ridiculous in real life, but acting, he's not.
Yeah.
He just keeps taking roles.
Yes. Liam Neeson.
No, he's not off the charts ridiculous enough. You need, like, Carrot Top.
You need somebody who doesn't act.
You need somebody who doesn't know what they're doing. Like, you know who they would put in the role? If he was still alive, I don't know if he's dead.
Who?
The guy who played Drop Dead Fred.
Oh my God. Wow, I don't know. I have no idea what happened to that guy. I don't think he didn't drop dead. But that was a crazy movie.
If Beetlejuice was a real person...
I would watch that movie if it was like Beetlejuice Goes to Pirates of the Caribbean. If they brought him back, there's talks of doing another Beetlejuice.
What would they call it, though?
Beetlejuice Goes Hawaiian. That was a legitimate title of a movie that they were working on.
Yeah.
That was going to be the sequel, which would have been so dumb. So bad.
What if it was just called Pirates, Pirates, Pirates of the Caribbean?
I would legit watch it. If that was the only thing they released, and I was just like, you know what? I'm going to go see it. That was the only thing, and they just showed the skull and crossbones. I'd be like, yep, I'll see that.
What if they did the Zucker Brothers thing, and they just threw in something crazy at the beginning where it was like Jane Austen's Pirates, Pirates, Pirates of the Caribbean?
Jane Austen's.
Remember they did that with Mafia? It was Jane Austen's Mafia, the one with Lloyd Bridges. It was one of the last things he did before he died.
Oh.
And Jay Moore.
Oh yeah, okay. I have no idea. I have no idea what they're gonna do with it. Honestly, we're really speculating. They haven't released anything yet about pirates, but
Pirates
of the Caribbean. But actually, you've seen a movie that had pirates, and superheroes, and underwater creatures. So you went and saw Aquaman, the new Aquaman with Jason Momoa.
Yeah.
Or is Khal Drogo?
Yeah, it's Khal Drogo. Or Conan.
Conan. Yeah, he was. I forgot that he did Conan for a minute.
Or the guy who got in an axe fight with Sylvester Stallone.
In which movie?
He was in Bullet to the Head.
Really?
Yep.
I don't remember it.
It's amazing. I don't think Tim believes me.
I do believe you.
He is brilliant.
Yeah.
As you guys might know, Jason Momoa, not the best actor.
He's got his moments.
He's so, I don't know, because they're trying to make him a cowboy.
Yeah.
From Maine?
From Maine? Is that what he... Wait, is he does he herd cattle in the beginning of this movie?
He does not. No, Maine's not known for herding cattle.
I was just like...
for...
crabs.
Lighthouses.
Crabs.
So...
Get lobster from there. Is it like the beginning of, it's like, wanted, dead or alive. It's like those guys from, the not deep sea fishing, but like the fish boat, reality show, no? Deadliest Catch. Yeah. Because then I'd be like, oh yeah, that's perfect. Deadliest Catch. No?
No, he doesn't do any of that.
What's he do?
He talks to fish, Tim. You knew this.
Yeah, and he catches them. Does he actually eat fish? Does the show ever show him eating
I don't think it
fish?
shows him eating.
Nothing? Like never?
Drinking.
Drinking a lot.
Heavily.
Okay. That's from Justice League and all that stuff.
In this one too.
Okay.
With his dad.
Okay.
Django Fett.
Django Fett.
It's so weird.
Just spoiler alert for this because we're gonna spoil this movie a little bit for you.
Yeah.
But does Dad make it?
Yeah.
Dad makes it to the end?
Dad makes it all the way through this movie.
Okay, so there's no I must avenge my father.
No,
Because that's my father. Because I'm from Italy. Hey, I'm Aquaman.
So here's the plot of this movie.
I'm sorry to all Italians.
No, it's fine. It's me, Aquaman.
And I'm sorry to Mario.
But the plot of the movie is that Nicole Kidman, who's like the queen of the one species of fishman. I don't know.
There's what five species?
Well, there's
species?
technically 4 that they talk about, and then there's a 5th one,
which is Judi Dench's people, or not Judi Dench.
Julie
Andrews.
Yeah, they look like just.
I wish Judi Dench was in this.
You might as well have been.
Yeah, but Julie Andrews' people.
But they have 4 species of fishmen that they talk about, and then that's it. The other ones are all dead. That's what they actually say that in the movie. That's why this is so.
Wait, they're saying that there was
There were 6.
There were 6. What
And
happened?
the other 2 died off.
Oh. Okay, so... wait a minute.
Do you get it?
So... Alright.
Everything about this movie, they tell you stuff, and then there's like, no, that didn't happen. It's not canon.
Yeah, I think there is some of that. I don't read as much Aquaman as, like, probably other people are just like, no, it's this.
Well, it's almost like they're doing a meta thing where they make fun of the DC Cinematic Universe.
Okay.
Where they're like, that's not canon.
They say legitimately that's
they
not
might
canon?
as well.
Okay.
So, Nicole Kidman plays the queen of whatever fish people.
Right.
That breathe oxygen. It's very important that she breathes oxygen
and water. So she's like
water.
So she's like a frog.
Right. She at the very beginning is found on the rocks by this lighthouse keeper. That's his job, by the way. Okay. We'll come back to that. That's his only job, Tim. Lighthouse keeper.
The lighthouse keeper? His father?
Yes.
Okay.
She's got a giant wound on her ribs.
Okay.
And lighthouse keeperman starts to save her, and then she shows that she has superhuman powers. And then she's injured again, and then he ends up saving her. They fall in love.
Okay.
She gives birth to Aquaman.
Mm-hmm.
And then a few years later, they're taking a family photo. How fitting that they would be taking a family photo this day, that people in land suits...
Oh, okay.
From underwater, they're like robot suits. They look just like red robots. They look like, if you kind of trim down a little bit, the suits from The Fifth Element. Like the big aliens at the very beginning.
Oh, at the very beginning, those guys?
Yeah.
Okay, like I love those guys.
They're super bulky.
Okay.
But they move fast. She ends up killing most of them, and then she's like, I have to go back.
Okay. Because
they try and take her back. And she's like, no, kills them all.
Okay.
And then goes back anyway.
Did they give a reason, like, you have to come back for...
Yeah, she abandoned, she was supposed to be married to somebody, and she was like, no, I'm not going to do that. And I assume, maybe that was Dolph Lundgren?
Okay.
Maybe. But that doesn't make sense.
Okay.
Because he has his own daughter. And she goes back and has a kid. Not with Dolph Lundgren. To the person she was supposed to marry.
Okay.
Who's... Now that I think of it, that person is not in this movie.
Oh, the father of...
Yeah.
What's his name? Night Owl.
Oshkosh. That's his name. Patrick Wilson.
Sorry.
That's okay. Anyway, so she goes back. Aquaman is, he lives with his father, and for some reason, Willem Dafoe at some point trains. Then they cut to flashbacks, and they show this. Mm-hmm. He's like, I'm one of your people.
Okay.
He doesn't talk like that.
Okay. But I was like, that would be amazing.
He trains him to fight.
Okay.
When he's a teenager, and the way he fights is with his 5-dent. That's his mom's 5-dent. By the way, she kills people with it. Mm-hmm. It's her weapon.
Right.
And she goes back knowing that they're out to catch her.
Okay.
Presumably alive. But right. They've definitely attempted to kill her family.
Okay.
And just leaves her weapon behind.
Just leaves it?
Just leaves it with, like, maybe 3-year-old Aquaman.
Does it do anything?
Yeah, it's the 5-dent. It's what he has in the new movies. It's just a weapon.
Was like just to stab people? Does it shoot?
To stab people.
Does it shoot anything?
No.
I don't think it does.
They have guns.
Right.
The fish people have guns.
Okay.
But she's got a spear with 5 parts.
Right. She likes to fork people to death.
She does. So yeah, and then it's like a whole thing. It doesn't really matter. The entire movie serves the purpose of fixing Aquaman, making him a superhero again, kind of. Introducing this entire world that will presumably never appear again in a Justice League film.
Okay.
I can only imagine.
Yeah.
Because what do you say when somebody's trying to destroy the planet, and you have people that live, despite the fact that it's underwater,
right,
on said planet, would not be able to function without said planet, and they're all superpowered.
So that is kind of the question I forgot to ask was, is there mention of anything that happens with Justice League?
No.
There's no, like, I saw, like, his dad's like, hey, I saw you fighting with those guys in blah, blah, blah in Russia. So there was no talk with anything that, like, like, hey, Superman could help you out.
No. They don't mention the Justice League at all. And he's still a semi-myth, kind of.
So
they report on him on the news, but I don't think they have any video of him.
But there's no, like, hey, this happened before Justice League or anything like that?
No, it had to have been after.
Okay.
And the reason it had to have been after is because this is going to be a slight spoiler.
Okay.
At the end of this movie, he has the trident.
Right.
Not the 5-dent.
Right. Okay. So it's like he retires his mom's weapon that he's had. Well, no.
It gets destroyed.
Okay.
So it has to be after Justice League.
Okay.
It's the only way it works.
All right.
Now, there's one other thing that I want to point out about how stupid this movie is. Because I don't think I got to mention this to you, Tim. Okay. His father is a lighthouse keeper. That's his job.
Gotcha.
He maintains a lighthouse. Shows no signs of being a super intelligent man. All he does is lighthouse work.
All right.
No books to speak of in their place.
Okay.
But somehow Aquaman speaks Italian.
Is he Italian?
And knows everything about history. Ever.
Oh, what?
Earth history. Okay. Because he goes and he sees these statues and he has to solve a puzzle. Because part of this movie is Indiana Jones.
Yeah, I did see like a little bit. Like a lot of people talked about this, or at least the director talked about it being like a little bit like Romancing the Stone.
Yeah, that's what they were going for. The problem was that the romance didn't exist because they seem to hate each other.
Yeah. Sometimes it just happens. They just, like, some actors just don't have that chemistry.
Maybe he's trying to figure, like, just can't look at her ridiculously red hair.
Yes.
It's super unnatural.
I kept seeing that in the trailer. I was just like, man, that is some red hair. They don't even give her that much in the comic books. Like, it was just like, I was like, that is beyond even comic book red hair.
They could have made it, like, look natural.
Yeah.
Because I don't think she had that. Did she have that in Justice League?
No. She had red hair, but it was not, like, neon red. Which I'm just like, that looks so weird. That looks even weirder than, like, Batwoman's, like, wig hair. And I'm just like, she's wearing a wig. Your hair is glowing. What is wrong with you?
What? Maybe it's the...
Did they say that? It's like, our people have glowing red hair?
No, because her father has, like, red hair, but it's, like, washed out red.
Okay.
And it's also computer animated.
Yeah, because it has to move, right? Because they're underwater. I think pretty much every person's hair had to be computer animated in this movie. Like, if they have hair on the top of their head, it had to be replaced. And
why don't they just have them live in the... When they're communicating, why don't they just exist in that little bubble that they did in Justice League?
I could see them doing that, but then again, also, it's just like... You don't want to use that as a crutch for forever.
No, but you just do that so you don't have to spend $14 billion on computer animated hair.
They will spend all the money. They will make it rain for Aquaman.
Point is, he's able to translate and understand this puzzle that has to do with this one person who's a king, and he just knows it off the top of his head. And the rest of the movie, he's a big, dumb brute.
Okay.
Which is not Aquaman.
Which is not really Aquaman.
But this one scene, he's Aquaman, but he looks like Big Dumb Brute Man.
Okay.
And it makes no sense. There's no reason for him to know it, and the only reason I can think of is just because they needed to make that work.
Okay. It's weird, but sure. I'm not sure, like, why they would do that, but I don't know. But as a good... like, action movie. Was this a good action movie?
I mean, some of the action was cool.
Yeah. Okay.
There was a really cool fight scene at the end with a lot of CG.
Yeah.
CG fish people.
A lot of fish and crab people fighting each other.
A lot of really stupid looking CG.
Sharks with lasers on their heads.
They might have lasers.
Yeah.
There's a lot of different types of sharks. Cartoony sharks.
Yeah. That was kind of the thing I was just like, well, these don't even look like normal sharks. This is like weirder than the Megalodon or the Meg.
Yeah.
Which is a great movie.
If
that was Aquaman's origin, it would have been amazing.
Speaking of which, why wasn't Jason Statham Aquaman?
I actually thought about that. I was like, I think they could probably put Statham in this movie.
But I think
it's
have the hair.
Well, no, I don't think it's even that. I think it was more of they had already cast him a long time ago. Like they had cast him when they did Batman v Superman. Think about how long he's been Aquaman.
But Jason Statham's been famous for longer.
I know,
and he's an
Olympics diver. Yeah, but I think they were going, well, is there anything bigger than Game of Thrones? People all know who he is. So
did they know he was only going to last that long?
I don't know. Who knows? But I just what they've been talking about with all these movies now, the DC movies, that they're just going to do separate ones and no linked ones. But I think that they should do another Justice League movie and just do a legit one. I do like that they're splitting it up again because I think they're going to make a better Batman movie and a better Superman movie if they just keep them separate. And maybe Henry Cavill will come back. Because I heard Jason Momoa was saying, like, oh, Henry's not done playing Superman. So there could be another Superman in the future. I would like to see, like, it's just another sequel to Man of Steel that was actually, like, a sequel to Man of Steel.
Do they know that Ben Affleck was the non-problem and Henry Cavill was the problem?
Oh,
First, like, I thought Batman worked better than Superman.
Yes.
But Batman's, like, gone.
Yeah.
He's done.
Yeah.
And Henry Cavill is the one they're pushing to bring back.
Yeah.
And he's not good.
Not as... I think they just need to tweak what the movie is.
And they need Zack Snyder out of it.
Yeah. And they need to not do the Batman v Superman movie. It should have just been... They should have just made a separate Superman movie and a separate Batman movie, and it would have been fine. And then do a Justice League movie. It would have been so much better. Because Wonder Woman's movie was great.
Well, they could have done the Batman versus Superman thing could have worked had it not ended with the Doomsday thing.
Yeah, that was too much.
You needed to end with Who's Martha?
Oh my god. I wanted to stab them both when I was like, why do you know that name? I was like, what? Is this what this whole thing is going to turn on a pin? Because you know you had the same mom has the same name? I'm just like, it's so dumb. So why? But has now become like so many like memes and stuff like that. And they need to have it where he can shave a mustache off and not have Shrek lip.
But that movie was so much better.
Yeah. But even that, they could have done something a little bit different. If they had taken out Batman v Superman and then done a different kind of Superman movie and a different kind of Batman movie, and then been like, hey, we need to get together because Darkseid is coming or whatever, and do a much better villain.
He's dead now.
I hope not. Or if they go with another Justice League movie and they do the Legion of Doom, I'm all for Legion of Doom. That'd be great. More villains, more heroes.
You don't want a giant bunch of bats flying around the world through time portals?
No.
Yeah, me neither.
I don't know what that
Bring
movie
back
was.
Ben Affleck as Batman is what I'm saying.
I think he doesn't want to do it, though.
That's because he got so much hate. But he wasn't the problem.
He wasn't the problem. He did great. Suicide Squad? That was fantastic. That was, like, one of my favorite parts. Like, just, like, Batman. Like, that was, like, this is so exactly, like, what a Batman thing should be. Like, just jumping on the top of Joker's car and punching Harley Quinn in the face.
That's what a Batman does.
That's what a Batman does, and then saves her.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I thought that was good. And I'm glad they're doing another Suicide Squad. And whatever the next... I think it's Birds of Prey or whatever it is. We'll see how it goes. It might work better like they do like these small groupings of heroes and villains and not like the giant too much expectation for Justice League. I think that's like it was too high of a bar. People were expecting like what the Avengers had and I was just like it's not there yet. They need a little bit more build up.
Yeah.
And Shazam. Can't wait to see some Shazam.
He's not part of the Justice League at any point, is he?
He is.
Okay, so...
Just minor. Minorly here and there.
I'm hoping Batman shows up in Shazam. And it's Ben Affleck Batman.
I I hope it is. I hope it is like or Wonder Woman shows up, or somebody from the Justice League shows up. They mentioned those guys. Like it's like still in like they're connected in there.
Batarangs on their table in that.
Yeah, they even mentioned some of the stuff that happens, I guess, in Justice League and Superman's death and like all that stuff. But I know that I have no segue into the next thing we're going to talk about. So I'll just give you, like, you saw Aquaman. I saw another superhero. Her name was Mary Poppins.
Y'all.
Mary Poppins, y'all. And it was good. Lin-Manuel Miranda is good. Well, you didn't know he was in it?
I don't know who that is. But you
Hamilton?
said it.
Hamilton? The Broadway show Hamilton?
Oh.
You don't know Lin-Manuel Miranda? You don't know Moana?
Was he Moana?
He wrote all the songs for Moana.
Oh, well. You say it like...
People know Lin-Manuel...
knowledge to Bob.
People know Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Apparently. There's a person in front of me that knows it.
Yeah.
Him?
Yeah. Have you ever seen House?
No.
You've never seen House? Okay. Just saying.
I know the concept of House.
Yes. Sherlock Holmes, but a doctor.
Yeah.
It was good.
And Cal Penn.
Yes, that's right. Killed himself.
You doubted me.
Yeah.
Cal Penn.
Yeah. So he could go work for Obama. I think that was
That's
when
right.
he left the show. And my favorite, Olivia Wilde.
Yeah, that's reasonable to say.
I miss her. Actually, no, she's in a new show on Amazon. Never mind.
What show?
It's something where she's married to Poe Dameron. It's...
Legal name, Poe Dameron.
What?
Oscar Isaac.
Oscar Isaac, who was in Spider-Verse. Didn't realize he was playing... That was just like Spider-Man 2099, and they just like... Oh, what? Why?
So that they can put him in the new one.
I know, but I'm just like, he need to be a bigger role than that. It was so short. I was upset.
Well, he'll be in Spider-Verse 2. The Versening.
The Versening. I can't wait to see what they're going to do with Spider-Verse 2. I'm just like, you're setting a bar really high. I don't know what you're going to do, but hopefully you planned out something good.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they haven't really even gone into the Spider-Verse story. Like, that's the other thing that's kind of like not in this. Like, this is not a story from the comics that they did. Into the Spider-Verse is not like from
Comics?
From the comic books. I mean, the Spider-Verse stuff is, where it's like, the next one is like all the Spider-Men from like all the universes come together.
All of the Warriors.
All of them. The Indian Spider-Man, the English punk Spider-Man, the cosmic powered Spider-Man, like all of them. Spider-Women, there's about a few dozen of those. Spider-Pig, Spider-Ham.
Spider-Ham needs to come back.
I love Spider-Ham's story that he was a spider that got bit by a radioactive pig. Love it.
It's a great one.
Yeah. So Mary Poppins.
Yeah. Also bitten by a radioactive
spider. Really good. Pretty much hit all the same beats as like the first Mary Poppins. Even had like some of the songs like that kind of felt the same, and I get why they did that, because it's like you can't like really change it up too much, or it just isn't Mary Poppins. But had some really like great actors. Colin Firth is in it. Meryl Streep shows up. Does like a song and stuff, and like has some like really good like charming music to it. So I thought it was good. I was in a theater full of like parents and kids, and they all seemed to be really happy with it. And I think it like followed Mary Poppins pretty much to a T. Like it was. She played a great Mary Poppins. Emily Blunt did a great job. Lin-Manuel Miranda did a great job with his performance. He was kind of like the Dick Van Dyke character.
Of course.
And then Dick Van Dyke actually being in it has like a small cameo, which I thought was really good.
Does he play his original Chimney Sweep character?
Dick Van Dyke?
Mm-hmm.
No, he plays, and this is a spoiler, he plays the owner of the bank.
Okay.
Lin-Manuel Miranda plays... I guess a kid who learned from Dick Van Dyke, who learned from Bert, and that's how he knows the Bankses or something like that. Like it kind of ties together in that way. But it's good. It's got like stuff that's like the songs aren't exactly the same, but it has kind of like those same themes. Like there's like instead of doing the chimney sweep song, there's the Lamplighters song, and like it follows in like that kind of thing. But good, has like kind of that same moral of like, you know, like I don't know how to explain Mary Poppins, but just like don't be so serious. You need fun stuff in your life. Don't be afraid to ask people for help, and you know, be with your family and worry about that more than you're worried about like if you lose your job. Believe your kids and like that kind of stuff. So it was good. I think it had a good stuff to it. The only thing I didn't like about it was Colin Firth is like the person who's trying to steal their house, which is what the theme of this one was, is like they're trying to hold onto their house, but it's getting repossessed by the bank. And it doesn't like say like why he hates them so much other than I just want this money. He acts like nice to them up front, but behind it is like I hate these banks people for no reason. I just want to take their house just because I can.
What a jerk.
Exactly. And there's a great 2D animated sequence, like instead of going into a chalk drawing like they did in the last one, they bring back the penguins kind of, and it's like they go into a old decorative bowl basically, and it's like a good like animated sequence. Like it was good to see that they kept like that 2D animation in there too, and not just like, you know, the CG stuff, which looked great as well.
Yeah, I don't think that's something you want them to mess with and make it CG.
Yeah, I mean it's CG-esque, but it still has like that look of like Disney 2D era stuff.
That's why I think they can never remake certain things. Like Roger Rabbit, I don't think they can ever touch again.
Yeah, like there was always talks of a sequel. There is a sequel to Roger Rabbit, but it's never been made.
Good.
Yeah, and I don't think they could ever do the deals that they did. Like Warner Brothers and Disney will never come to those agreements again. I don't know how they did it. I don't know how they did it the first time.
I don't know. Imagine if you were Warner Brothers and Disney was like, "We'll let you do a deal with us if you let us put Batman in our Avengers film."
They might do that.
Yeah, so why not?
But no, I think it works better that they're one thing and Disney is another thing, because that's the other thing, that now that Marvel is kind of owned by Disney, I get worried when like stuff like, will we ever see another Ghost Rider movie? Like they do the show, like he shows up on the show, but it's not like real, like the gritty Nick Cage kind of like Ghost Rider, or like, will we have Blade? Like, will there be more Blade movies? Like those kind of things. Like even Punisher, like the Netflix shows are great because they were like the dark, grittier kind of like stuff that Disney won't do, but now those are going to be ending.
Well, who's to say Disney won't just do what they've done all along with their other stuff and put it under another name? Yeah, because they
like
have
Miramax,
or they used to do Buena Vista.
Yeah,
they have. I think they have another studio that's under their name.
There is. Even in their publishing, I'm pretty sure Boom Studios Entertainment, who does Power Rangers and a couple other things, they do like the Incredibles comics and stuff. I think Boom like Studios has like, they might be doing movies too, and I think they're Disney, like Disney characters.
So there you go.
Maybe.
It's doable.
It is.
Need to get them on board.
Right. Yeah, but I'm pretty sure it's Boom Studios. It's like it's minor Disney company, kind of like Pixar. Pixar has its own kind of thing. They let them kind of do their own stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see. I mean, I hope they kind of like keep with that grittier stuff too. It can be on its own. I'd love to see like a Moon Knight show or a Moon Knight movie, and just put it under like a different moniker.
I'm sure they will. I don't think they're going to turn away money. I am curious to see what happens with Deadpool, and that'll kind of be the telltale thing.
That is kind of the thing I'm wondering.
Because the first thing they did with it was what? What is the most recent Deadpool thing that's happened?
PG-13 Deadpool.
Right.
And I've heard it's very successful and very funny. Like I was kind of like, I think it's just going to dumb it down, but the whole thing with adding Fred Savage in there, I think it's legit funny, but Deadpool, I think, works great as a rated R movie. Like, you can't do a PG-13 and, cut off people's heads and make, adult jokes. Like, Logan worked best. Like, the X-Men worked best, I think, almost as an R movie.
Yeah. Well,
Logan worked best.
The rest of the X-Men, I don't know. I'm not sure what's going to happen with Dark Phoenix.
It's still coming. Like, they still had trailers up that they're still doing it.
And there were all these rumors that they were going to do away with everything, but they've followed through with almost everything. Even that horror movie is still happening, right?
The New Mutants, right? Yeah. I think that's going to, that'll be, I think, the last thing that they're going to, do. But I know there's a lot of reshoots for that. So I'm wondering if they're going to go more into it. Like, can they include more stuff from, the X-Men universe and the Marvel universe? Or is it going to be, we need to lighten this a little bit? Like, I hope they go the opposite way and they make it really dark.
Dark Phoenix doesn't look like they're lightening it.
Yeah. So I don't know what the whole thing is going to be. So I hope they do. I hope that now that the X-Men comics, I think, are coming back too, they've finally been able to do that. There's rumors of a Galactus maybe showing up in one of the Marvel movies.
Is he going to look like a giant purple man?
I hope so. I hope it's legit Silver Surfer. Although Silver Surfer looked good in the other Fox ones. He looked like how he's supposed to. But cloudy Galactus? No.
I mean, they made Thanos look like Thanos.
Yeah.
So I don't see why they wouldn't.
Yeah. I think it's fine to have him just be a giant dude in a weird spaceship and be like, I'm going to eat your planet.
That's what he does?
No. But we'll see how that goes. We were going to talk about Bird Box, but I don't think we have time to.
Sorry.
We'll skip that. We'll leave that for next time.
Yeah, I'm going to try and watch it. It's like a regular movie, right?
Yeah, it's on Netflix.
Is it it's not a show, though?
No, it's a movie. Which I think is great. I mean, I hope they do. It was the first one I've seen on Netflix that I felt like other than Bright, that was a movie. It felt like a movie.
Oh, see, I felt that way with I Don't Feel at Home in This World Anymore.
See, I haven't seen that yet. I still have to watch that one.
You should.
I will. But yeah, there's been a couple of things I've watched on Netflix's that are movies, but they're not quite there yet. They don't feel quite like movies yet, but they're getting there. Some of their shows have really come a long way. So we'll see how it goes. And we'll have we were going to do a little bit of a year in review, but maybe we'll do that next time.
My bad.
No, I think we good. We covered up. We covered it up.
We covered up Aquaman. How bad it is.
Yeah. I don't know.
It's not terrible.
Yeah.
It's just, I guess you just see so much good come out of other studios, and you expect it to be close.
Yeah.
They gotta learn.
Yeah. I mean, they have some stuff to fix. I mean, I think they have their ones that are working well for them. I think Wonder Woman is working well for them. They just need to kind of fix, what they're going to do. And we'll see what the next Batman movie is. And then the next Suicide Squad and stuff. I don't mind that they go dark. I'm just
Aquaman's not dark.
No. But it does have, there's some more violent stuff in it, right?
I guess.
No blood? They keep low on the blood?
I mean, Nicole Kidman's got that.
But there's nobody getting their heads cut off or anything like that. Nobody gets their neck broken.
I don't think so. I mean, there's people who get straight murdered, but I don't know.
Okay.
It's not Man of Steel.
Okay.
Because Man of Steel was very specifically not a superhero movie for many reasons.
Yeah. It was more of a sci-fi movie.
Yes. And this is not that.
Okay.
It's definitely not that.
Okay.
It's tough to explain. It's a fantasy movie is what it is.
Yeah.
I think I've heard that a few times, and I agree.
Okay.
It's Lord of the Rings.
But underwater.
underwater Lord of the Rings.
Okay.
With lobster people.
Lobster people and fish people.
You have to see them, Tim.
And Julie Andrews.
And Julie Andrews as a Hydra thing.
Yeah. Does every head talk?
No, I don't even know if there's more than one head or if they're tentacles. Because I don't think you see its face.
Do you see like eyes or something?
I don't think so. It's all like shadows and
like a Cthulhu kind of thing.
Yeah, it's very weird.
Yeah. Aquaman has like some weird Cthulhu kind of stuff to it. Which is kind of makes sense because it's underwater like horror and stuff.
Yeah, and then there's sharks with cartoon faces.
Yes. Fish are friends, not food.
That's true.
That's what they say. But yeah, and this year we're gonna probably be changing some stuff. Who knows? I'm making promises.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, I don't know. I have a feeling like this year is gonna be different. I'm gonna maybe go back to some of the stuff we were doing at the beginning with doing some redesigns.
Nice.
And we'll see. Maybe we'll redesign Aquaman.
Maybe we can make Aquaman.
Yeah. No, but we'll do some stuff we wanted to talk about and some other stuff. And we might have some stuff we're promoting soon. So we'll talk to you. All right? And as always, you can find us on iTunes, Spreaker, Stitcher, YouTube. You can find me at Tim Martig on the Instagrams. And you can find Bob.
I'm at MARTON_Bob, B-O-B, on Twitter. Look at my awesome Pirates of the Caribbean wrap-up picture.
Yes.
that I just posted. So you can know when we recorded it. And Instagram, I'm under Bob J. Martin. Martin spelled the same way.
All right. They'll find you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They'll be like, look at this garbage.
No, they'll be like, look at this masterpiece. Where can I get it? I want to print.
Yeah.
This is the best Pirates of the Caribbean art I've ever seen.
It's a genuine Bobsy.
Bobsy. Nice. All right. So take care, guys. Bye.
Bye.
Happy 2019. To do a little redesigning with us, you can find Bob at Martin, MARTON_BOB, on Twitter, and you can find me on Instagram at Tim Martinec, all one word, TIMMARTINEC. And you can join in us, have some fun, do your redesigns for this week's redesign. It's a lot of fun for us to do this, but we like to see fresh ideas and fresh artists like doing what they do as well. You can also hashtag it Precarious Pixels and we'll find it as well.